Hello YouTube Pipers, Double O Pipe here, aka Rick. This is the second video I've done today. Actually it's the third because I just did one, but something happened and it just evaporated it. I can't find it anywhere. It's weird. maybe I'll bring that one back by retelling the story and retelling it in a way that it's even better. Who knows? But anyway, still with the Savinelli Roma 673. This time I cleaned it out and I have some shepherd's pie in it now. I don't know if I can keep this one lit either, but we're going to give it a try. Well now. It whistles when I try to light it. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Now you want to go out and see that puppy? Do you want to go out? All right. I've been thinking about this for a while. And this is a story that I tell people and they just look at me like, you're a little off center, buddy. Well, I might be a little off center, but I know what I know. When I was a child, I lived next door to my cousins, which I have recounted in another story at some time, somewhere along the line. Two girls and a boy. The boy, my cousin, had a congenital defect. He was born, he could not walk. Had some kind of a muscle degenerative disease. And he remained in a wheelchair all his short life. Now, he was never left out of any of the games we played or anything. He sat there and he was pretty creative for a kid that young, because he would tell us what we should be doing. In the games we were playing. He would kind of keep us on the right track with whatever game it was we were involved with. But he was always included. We were always with him. And he was just one of the gang. We never thought about the fact that he couldn't run and play with us. He was with us and he was family. Smart guy. Lovable personality. He was my cousin. And we were best friends. Now, I lived next door to them for some time. Up until fourth grade when we moved. And I didn't see him so much after that, because we were a long ways away from next door, like we had lived my entire life practically prior to moving. And one night we got a phone call and he had passed away. I was 10, he was about 10 too. passed away. That was the first death in the family that I remember, and I was really unhappy about that. We went to the funeral. We said goodbye, and life as it does went on. I was soon to be in fifth grade, and everything that was happening within school, all the social stuff, it took my mind off of that, and life went on. Now zoom ahead to when I was working at that hospital. My cousin hadn't been on my mind for, this was about, let's see, I was 10, so it was about 1956 when he passed away. Almost 30 years. Life just took over, and as you grow, your mind and your associations change, and you don't forget about people in the past, but your present day life takes over. And like I say, it had been 30 years since I had thought about my cousin. When you become an adult, you put away childish things. Well, I had been working at the pharmacy in the hospital for several months now, if not a year. And like I said, we were on the 9th floor. We had the best view of Charleston Harbor you could ever imagine. Anytime that things got too much for you, you just walk back to the back where nobody was back there normally. This was where things were compounded and such. And you could just look out over the harbor and relax and just appreciate the view and get back to a steady state of just feeling well and good. Well, I was back there working. I was putting labels on IV bags. This was a different area from the hyperalimentation section. And I was back there by myself. Wasn't thinking about anything other than doing the labels. And then for a split second, now you're going to think I'm crazy, and I know you are, but this happened, and I know it was real. For a split second, now I didn't transform or go anywhere or anything. It was just inside I knew this was real. But I was standing in a field that was the most beautiful green I have ever seen. Hills in the distance, beautiful blue sky, and there was my cousin. And he said to me, "You're going to love it here, Rick. We can run and play like we never could before. You're just going to love it here." and I saw him running, and it just filled my heart with joy. And you could see he was interacting with other children like we used to always do. We could move on our own. He just showed the thrill of movement through that meadow. It was wonderful. And then it was over, just like that. But that is the most real thing I have ever not only witnessed, but lived through. And it wasn't like I said, I wasn't transformed anywhere or nothing came around me. It was just on the inside of me. I could see this. I could hear him. I saw him. And nobody believes me. I tried to tell his mother, my aunt, about this. And like everybody else, she just looked at me and said, "Thank you, Rick. But I'm telling you, I've never experienced anything like it again. But he was there. I saw him. He spoke to me. And it was the most beautiful scene I have ever, I mean, I didn't see it with my eyes. I saw it with my heart. And it was real. So I know that when you pass away, it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. And I know that when I see him again, when I do pass away, it's going to be there amongst all his friends. And I'm going to be his age again. And it's just going to be wonderful. I just know it. I have no doubts whatsoever. I mean, it's not anything that I can prove to anybody. It's not anything that anybody believes. But I don't just believe it. I know it. Because I saw it, I felt it, and I know it was real. I was blessed with that vision. And I have been ever grateful for that vision ever since. And I just wish I could get somebody to believe, especially somebody that grew up with my cousin. I wish I could get them to believe that he is happy and he is able to do all we could do. Just like he always felt that he was one of us, which he was. Now he believes that he will be one of us even more. So anyway, you can take this any way you want to. But for me, it was positive proof that on the other side of this life, it is beautiful. And I will see him again, and we'll be reunited. And sometimes I can't wait. It's up to you whether you believe me or not. But for me, there's no doubt. All right, folks. That's enough for one day. I'm going to put my thumb right here. I'm going to look you in the eye, and I'm going to say, God bless you. Until the next time.